Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Any material used for its color. She used a different color for the trim. Physics, the characteristic of quarks that determines their role in the strong interaction. Each flavor of quarks comes in 3 colors. Having or capable of producing colors. Color film. Decorate with colors. Color the walls with paint in warm tones. Give a deceptive explanation or excuse for. Color a lie. Change color, often in an undesired manner. The shirt's discolored. The appearance of objects, or light sources, described in terms of a person's perception of their hue and lightness, or brightness, and saturation. Interest in variety and intensity. The Puritan period was lacking in color. Modify or bias. His political ideas color his lectures. An outward or token appearance or form that is deliberately misleading. The situation soon took on a different color. The timbre of a musical sound. The recording fails to capture the true color of the original music. A visual attribute of things that results from the light they emit or transmit or reflect. A white color is made up of many different wavelengths of light. Effect as in thought or feeling. My personal feelings color my judgment in this case. Add color to. The child colored the drawings. Any material used for its color. Any material used for its color. Physics, the characteristic of quarks that determines their role in the strong interaction. Having or capable of producing colors. Decorate with colors. Give a deceptive explanation or excuse for. Change color, often in an undesired manner. The appearance of objects, or light sources, described in terms of a person's perception of their hue and lightness, or brightness, and saturation. Interest in variety and intensity. Modify or bias. An outward or token appearance or form that is deliberately misleading. The timbre of a musical sound. A visual attribute of things that results from the light they emit or transmit or reflect. Effect as in thought or feeling. Add color to. Any material used for its color. Decorate with colors. Decorate with heraldic arms. Provide interlinear explanations for words or phrases. Give a deceptive explanation or excuse for. An alphabetical list of technical terms in some specialized field of knowledge, usually published as an appendix to a text on that field. An outward or token appearance or form that is deliberately misleading. He tried to give his falsehood the gloss of moral sanction. The property of being smooth and shiny. An explanation or definition of an obscure word in a text. Give a shine or gloss to, usually by rubbing. Provide an interlinear translation of a word or phrase. Change color, often in an undesired manner. The shirt's discolored. Cause to lose or change color. The detergent discolored my shirts. Lose color or turn colorless. The painting discolored. Change color, often in an undesired manner. Interest in variety and intensity. The characters were delineated with exceptional vividness. Chromatic purity. Freedom from dilution with white and hence vivid in hue. An outward or token appearance or form that is deliberately misleading. He hoped his claims would have a semblance of authenticity. An erroneous mental representation. Picture consisting of a graphic image of a person or thing. The timbre of a musical sound. Appearance with regard to color. Her healthy coloration. Choice and use of colors, as by an artist. The timbre of a musical sound. Appearance with regard to color. Choice and use of colors, as by an artist. A digestible substance used to give color to food. The act or process of changing the color of something. A visual attribute of things that results from the light they emit or transmit or reflect. A digestible substance used to give color to food. The act or process of changing the color of something. A visual attribute of things that results from the light they emit or transmit or reflect. Twist and press out of shape. Form into a spiral shape. Make false by mutilation or addition, as of a message or story. Affect as in thought or feeling. Alter the shape of something by stress. A slight but appreciable amount. Affect as in thought or feeling. The sadness tinged his life. Color lightly. Her graying hair was tinged blonde. A pale or subdued color. Add color to. Add color to. Add color to. Colorize black and white film. Add color to. Add color to. Add color to. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. She measured off enough material for a dress. Having substance or capable of being treated as fact, not imaginary. Having material or physical form or substance. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Coal is a hard black material. A person judged suitable for admission or employment. He was university material. Concerned with or affecting physical as distinct from intellectual or psychological well-being. Material needs. Concerned with worldly rather than spiritual interests. Material possessions. Derived from or composed of matter. The material universe. Directly relevant to a matter, especially a law case. His support made a material difference. Information, data or ideas or observations, that can be used or reworked into a finished form. The archives provided rich material for a definitive biography. Things needed for doing or making something. Writing materials. Informal terms for personal possessions. Overeat or eat immodestly, make a pig of oneself. She stuffed herself at the dinner. Fill with a stuffing while cooking. Have you stuffed the turkey yet? Senseless talk. Don't give me that stuff. Obstruct. My nose is all stuffed. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Wheat is the stuff they use to make bread. Press or force. A critically important or characteristic component. Suspense is the very stuff of narrative. Cram into a cavity. The child stuffed candy into his pockets. Fill tightly with a material. Stuff a pillow with feathers. Information in some unspecified form. It was stuff I had heard before. Miscellaneous unspecified objects. The trunk was full of stuff. Treat with grease, fill, and prepare for mounting. Stuff a bearskin. Unspecified qualities required to do or be something. The stuff of heroes. A collection containing a variety of sorts of things. He had a variety of disorders. A show consisting of a series of short unrelated performances. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. Noticeable heterogeneity. The range and variety of his work is amazing. A difference that is usually pleasant. He goes to France for variety. Biology. A taxonomic category consisting of members of a species that differ from others of the same species in minor but heritable characteristics. Agreeable, conducive to comfort. A dry climate kind to asthmatics. Tolerant and forgiving under provocation. Our neighbor was very kind about the window our son broke. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. What kinds of desserts are there? Having or showing a tender and considerate and helpful nature, used especially of persons and their behavior. Kind to sick patients. An operation that segregates items into groups according to a specified criterion. The bottleneck in mail delivery is the process of sorting. Arrange or order by classes or categories. Examine in order to test suitability. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. An approximate definition or example. She wore a sort of magenta dress. A person of a particular character or nature. What sort of person is he? The visual appearance of something or someone. A perceptual structure. The composition presents problems for students of musical form. The phonological or orthographic sound or appearance of a word that can be used to describe or identify something. The inflected forms of a word can be represented by a stem in a list of inflections to be attached. Make something, usually for a specific function. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. Establish or impress firmly in the mind. A body of students who are taught together. Create, as an entity. Social groups form everywhere. Biology. A group of organisms within a species that differ in trivial ways from similar groups. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. Sculpture is a form of art. A life-size dummy used to display clothes. Develop into a distinctive entity. Alternative names for the body of a human being. The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance. To compose or represent. This wall forms the background of the stage setting. Give shape or form to. Form the young child's character. Physical chemistry, a distinct state of matter in a system. Matter that is identical in chemical composition and physical state and separated from other material by the phase boundary. A mold for setting concrete. They built elaborate forms for pouring the foundation. An ability to perform well. He was at the top of his form. An arrangement of the elements in a composition or discourse. The essay was in the form of a dialogue. A particular mode in which something is manifested. His resentment took the form of extreme hostility. A printed document with spaces in which to write. He filled out his tax form. Assume a form or shape. The water formed little beads. Be beautiful to look at. Provide with decoration. Make more attractive by adding ornament, color, etc. Award a mark of honor, such as a medal, too. He was decorated for his services in the military. A period of time past the deadline for fulfilling an obligation during which a penalty that would be imposed for being late is waived, especially an extended period granted as a special favor. The payment had originally been due on April 1st, but we had a grace period which expired in June. A short prayer of thanks before a meal. Their youngest son said grace. A sense of propriety and consideration for others. A place where the company of others must be accepted with good grace. Christian theology, the free and unmerited favor or beneficence of God. God's grace is manifested in the salvation of sinners. Be beautiful to look at. Make more attractive by adding ornament, color, etc. Christian theology, a state of sanctification by God. The state of one who is under such divine influence. The conception of grace developed alongside the conception of sin. Elegance and beauty of movement or expression. A beautiful figure which she used in subtle movements of unparalleled grace. A disposition to kindness and compassion. The victor's grace in treating the vanquished. Greek mythology, one of three sisters who were the givers of beauty and charm. A favorite subject for sculptors. Add details to. Make more beautiful. Be beautiful to look at. Make more attractive by adding ornament, color, etc.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.